Around midnight, way up high, there's an angel in the sky. The glitter and the shine, she must be divine. What a night, what a sight. Ring the bell.
Good morning, happy people. So hope you guys are doing fantastic. It's like my thing. That's what I always say. I really do hope you're doing fantastic. I don't just say that just to say it. I really hope your day is going awesome. Fun day planned today. I have more family coming in today, which is exciting. But sadly, very sadly, my mom left. My mom took off to Arizona. Last night I took her to the airport. It's like bittersweet. I'm happy that she's able to be back with the rest of my family, but not to worry. We will see her in a few days, like a week. I think it's a week from today. I'll be able to see her. So I'll see you real soon, Mom. But today we are actually going to head to local North Pole police station, and then a police station in town at the Trooper building, and then our North Pole Fire Department. And we're gonna go drop off some goodies to them and just tell them that we appreciate them. Thank them for what they do. You know, it's really nice to be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, I kind of need some help, or hey, you know, my parents experienced a fire back when I lived at home in our attic, and we were able to call the fire department and they were able to come and help put out the fire. That's what today's random act of Christmas kindness is. Last one. This is the last random act of Christmas kindness. Can you believe it? Crazy. So I'm gonna get some stuff together so we can head on into town. Bert is actually, he went to the post office. He postcards as I am all caught up on all my cards, so we'll see what we get in the mail today. I apologize if it ends up late and not getting to you before Christmas, but I will get those out into the mail for you. But just so you know, if you do end up sending anything, it might be a little while before we get it because we're gonna be gone for a bit. Anyway, let's head that direction to the North Pole Police Station. Should be a good time.
What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's beginning to look like all my wishes are coming true. That's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls. I've been kind to big and small. And now it's time to have a merry holiday.
First stop is the North Pole Police Department. Then I think we're gonna head over to the North Pole Fire Department and the state troopers. And just a reminder for you guys, during Christmas, this is just a time when a lot of these guys, your police officers, your firefighters, your EMS, a lot of them are actually on call or on duty. So a lot of them will be missing Christmas because they're there keeping us safe. So dropping off some cookies doesn't seem like it's enough, but it's something. But drop this off and go tell them thank you and Merry Christmas. Hello.
How are you guys?
Good. Merry Christmas.
Good, yeah, Merry Christmas.
I'm going to drop some cookies off to you if that's all right.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome. Are you going to be on duty during Christmas or no?
I'm off.
Oh, you're off.
Yeah, I got
Nice.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming by.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
All my wishes are coming true. That's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls. I've been kind to big and small.
Don't drop it, buddy.
Go down.
Go dead. Careful.
Run.
I like the smell.
What does it smell like?
Cookies.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
Dropping off some cookies.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Hopefully you guys don't have to work on Christmas, do you, or do you?
We work Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Well, we Christmas morning. It's time to go home with the kids.
We appreciate what you're doing. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you.
are coming true. That's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls. I've been kind to big and small. And now it's time to have a merry holiday.
Bud, don't run ice.
What a feeling when it's time for Christmas. Let's sing a carol and we'll bring it here. Let's sing a carol and we'll bring it here.
Good.
Let's sing a carol and we'll
What have you got here?
Say Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you very much. This is so sweet. What are your guys' names?
My name is Audrey. I'm Evelyn. Garrett.
Okay, sorry. My name's Ryan. This is Nathan. You guys having a wonderful day?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's awfully nice of you to bring cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, what you're doing. Are you guys having to work during Christmas or Christmas Eve at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, both days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Have you guys been here before?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to see a patrol car?
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I just can't drive it, okay?
Oh,
Meet you guys up front, and then we can do that, okay?
perfect. Thank you so much.
Wow.
That's cool.
Check it out.
So this is where I sit, and there's my passenger seat. I've got my hat, and I've got my 2 guns back there, and then I've got all those buttons that control my light, sirens, and whatnot. The bars, medical kit bag, this one right here. So I've got all my medical kit here. I've got my I've got my vest right here.
And I hope again made new in the crowded streets calling Christmas time. The ones we meet wear their warmest smile, and from far away we hear bells that chime, stating Santa won't be late.
I'm trying to go to Kodiak.
Oh, you're trying to go to Kodiak.
Yes.
So you just watched one of our videos from Kodiak.
I was like, the prices down there, and I saw the Summers in Alaska. I was like, perfect. Give me everything. So
Good job, babe. We appreciate your time and your service.
I
So
appreciate you guys. This was awesome. It makes my day too when people come in and I get to show them what we do. So
Nice.
I appreciate you guys.
very good. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys too. You guys have a good one, okay?
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas.
Is that so cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fun thing that I had to get approval on and all the things to be able to bring you guys inside Alaska State Troopers is a behind the scenes of the dispatch operators here that work on taking 911 calls. We were super curious as to what actually transpires, like when in like a remote village, if you call 911, what happens? So we got a fun little interview, super great people, super awesome. So we're gonna send you back to the other day when Bert was able to come and interview some of the dispatch workers here. Hope you guys like it.
All right, got something fun for you guys today. I'm over at the Alaska State Trooper building here in Fairbanks, Alaska, and I have got a cool opportunity to be able to interview a 911 operator. Thought this would be fun, thought this would be interesting. I've always had a lot of questions about like how does the 911 system, here in Alaska work, or out in the remote villages, or maybe some stories of some things that experiences they've had. So I thought this would be fun. I've had to get like 3 or 4 people involved to get approvals to be able to make this happen. Interview a 911 operator should be a good time, and hopefully I can ask some good questions. Wow. Crazy. Hello. Oh, hi, Scott. Bert, nice to meet you.
Alaska State Troopers. Okay, where did this happen at?
All right, everyone. I am sitting here with Erica. She is the shift supervisor for the dispatch here, Alaska State Trooper. And she's, by the way, she's supposed to be like on leave today, and she came in here to come talk to us. So thank you. I appreciate you doing that. I don't want to take up too much of your time. A few questions for you. I brought people to like remote villages, and I've told them like it's almost like going to the Old West in some ways when you go out to these places, like, and I'm talking like Alaskan villages, 200 or less people, Venatide, Nulato, Alakakit, Kaltag, places like this. If I'm there and I have an emergency and I dial 911 from my cell phone, or if I find a hard line that's working, does it work? Can we actually get emergency services?
Yeah. We actually receive calls from a lot of Alaskan villages around interior Alaska, but even as far south to the southwest as Togiak, which is 570 miles away as the crow flies. Villages like Shonax, Nome area villages, Kotzebue area villages. So
oh, wow.
We get 911 calls from people all over the state. We cover a very large area of Alaska.
All right, so next question here. If I'm there, I'm in a remote place, I shoot out a distress call, like in my experience, there's not a lot of police presence in these places. How do you, is there like a long time frame then to get someone out there, and what's that process look like?
Depends on climate and geographical issues. A lot of these communities aren't on the road system, and it does make dispatching as a job in Alaska sometimes pretty difficult because we talk to people that we can't get to right away. The weather might be bad, there may not be aircraft that are able to fly in that type of climate. Troopers can't just get in their vehicle and drive to the person's house. So we'll notify the troopers that are in charge of covering that area. They'll work with local village resources to try to get the person some immediate help. They may end up flying out to the village later by helicopter or plane once the weather's good enough, and then also maybe traverse the rivers, if they're frozen, go by snow machine or ATV if there's trails, or by boat when they're not frozen.
And you as a dispatcher, you have to know all these things to be able to make this work, or do you just hand it to the trooper and they just kind of make the call from there?
Yep, exactly. We'll hand it to the trooper. They'll make the call from there. We may have an idea, especially in the Fairbanks area, we're not going to be able to fly, or if the aircraft is under maintenance and not available. But generally, the troopers are very well versed in the communities that they cover and know who's available to help and what resources they have.
All right, so basically we cover, this is D detachment. So these are all the places we're actively dispatching for. Here's Fairbanks. And then we have radio for all this area for our units on the parks, Delta, and then Toke, all the way up to Northway to where you get into the Canadian border. We also dispatch for C detachment, most of it.
Whoa.
All the way down to Kodiak, which still has radio. A lot of these rural areas, they aren't on the radio. We're just taking phone calls for these areas. Now, partially on the weekends and after hours, we also have A detachment. And then what part of C detachment their dispatch was covering.
Maybe the easy part is, what is it you don't cover in this entire state here?
These during regular business hours, this area, some of C detachment, and these two right here. Wow. And then of course the North Slope Borough, where you have Prudhoe and all that area at the very top of the
So that's probably
city.
roughly 3/4 of the state that you guys are covering.
Absolutely. 263,000 people that we're dispatching for. 10/163. Get back over to back here.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, so tell me some uniquely Alaskan type of call that you might get. Is there something that stands out to you?
For sure.
Because you said you've been doing this for, 7 years, you said?
7 years. Uniquely Alaskan, hunting is a favorite pastime, and also a lot of people rely on hunting to fill their freezers for the winter. And during hunting season, a lot of people will take their InReach device or other satellite messaging device out in the field with them, and may inadvertently, or if they are having an emergency, press their SOS button. That'll notify the International Emergency Response Coordination Center, who then forwards that information to us, so we can try to get a hold of the people, make sure that they're okay, or send help if they need it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll get their GPS coordinates, and if we're able to get in contact with them in the field, start asking them about climate and terrain. If it looks like there's a helicopter that can land nearby, or try to figure out where they went in on the trail, how they got to where they were, to see how we can get to them.
Troopers are being dispatched then, so they have to make the call of, do I go out in a boat, a plane, a four-wheeler, a snow machine, dog sled, whatever. they got to figure it out, right?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
That's awesome. When are you the most busy? When do you get the most calls? Is there a certain time of day certain day of the week? When do you get the most busy here?
Yeah, so Fridays and Saturdays for sure. Everyone likes to go out and have a good time. We get pretty busy on the weekend, nights, summers also. It's so light outside for a large portion of the day or all of the day.
Oh.
And people forget to go to bed. They forget when their bedtime is, so they stay out late. You know, it's so nice to enjoy the weather and be active in the summer. People tend to stay more inside when it's winter and dark. So
Got it.
Get as many calls for people doing stuff.
So usually weekends, summers, and then
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday nights?
Yeah. for
Okay,
sure.
so nothing too out of the ordinary. That's kind
Yeah.
of what I would expect.
Yeah, and sometimes mornings commutes can be kind of rough, especially if it's dumped a bunch of snow. So
Oh.
everyone's out there going in the ditch or crashing. So we get a lot
Right.
of calls. People on their way to work during the first snow.
So another one, like moose strikes, are these fairly common here, or calls that you get?
Yes, for sure.
7 years of doing this, I know you've got maybe a funny call, and obviously, you know, if anyone's calling you guys, which by the way, before I go on here, thank each and every one of you guys in this room. Thank you for what you're doing, because you don't get calls of, I don't know, just how are you guys doing today, right? It's all, every time that phone rings, you're getting a life-threatening, potentially emergency. So we appreciate you being there as a community. All being said, there's at least got to be one funny one you got every now and then.
For sure.
All right. Hook me up with something funny.
I have to admit I'm kind of stealing this one because I wasn't actually the call taker, but I was working at the time and I had a hand in it afterward. But this lady had called 911. I think she was kind of originally looking for some assistance from animal control, but they wouldn't respond because she wasn't sure if what she was calling about was a domestic animal or a wild animal. And it happened to be a bunny rabbit. And so the dispatcher asked her where the rabbit was, and she said, oh, it's on my porch eating carrots that my husband gave it. And we had a trooper that had a ride along at the time, and he wanted to make the night a little bit more interesting. And so he actually went out there and was able to successfully capture the bunny rabbit and actually brought it back into dispatch, and we got to kind of hang out with him for a little bit. And ultimately, I ended up taking him to animal control just so he could get reunited with his owner, hopefully, because it was definitely, it was either winter, you know, just kind of late fall, early winter, so definitely way too cold for him to be outside.
So what I'm hearing is that 911 dispatch saved the Easter bunny. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, he was really sweet.
So someone just got a call, right? So when you're in that seat and you get that phone call, like where does your mind go? Like how do you deal with a call like that? Does your mindset change? What goes on inside your head?
You know, for an emergency call, it actually has a different ringtone to alert us that it's an emergency call. And you know, probably no one wants to hear this, but I used to feel, you know, when I first started, I used to feel a little bit nervous about it because you never know what the other person on the other line could be needing assistance with. So you just have to kind of remember that, you know, our job is to help people and get people the help that they need. And if you kind of recognize the weight of that responsibility, it's kind of calming. You know, you sometimes are really the first line of help to them, and you really have to take that seriously. And, you know, I'm also able to rely on my years of experience and my training, and also my other coworkers that are in the room. You know, we may have somebody that's on the phone and they're having, you know, difficulty keeping the situation calmed down. Other people in the room can start running information, looking it up, getting it to the troopers on the radio that are responding so that the other person can focus on the call taking.
So you kind of work as a team then if you have a hot one that rolls in.
Yes, exactly.
That is cool. Okay. Hard to become a 911 operator.
Well, the application process is pretty simple. It's just like for a lot of jobs, especially with the state. It does take a little bit longer though, the process. It also includes a background check, which is a little bit more than, you know, your average job. And then after the application, the interviews, the background check, then there's a long training period, which, you know, may be a little bit different too. We usually offer a 16 to 20 week training period in which the person learns progressively more complicated aspects of the job alongside a trained dispatcher that monitors them and evaluates them, coaches them, teaches them all the aspects of the job. And, you know, it really is during that point that people kind of, I think, truly understand what the job is and whether or not it's something that they can do.
Someone wanted to be a 911 operator. What would they do?
Well, we are going to be posting a vacancy the first week of January, so in just a couple weeks. You can look at the State of Alaska website. The portal for jobs is Workplace Alaska, and you'll have to create a My Alaska account and get logged in, and you can submit your application right online. There are some questions that you have to make sure you read and understand carefully, and then you'd be contacted for an interview after that.
That's awesome. I appreciate your time, and thank you again for coming in your day off. So
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. I thought it was super interesting, super cool to be able to see kind of the behind the scenes of what Dispatch does. And we're grateful for these guys. You know, a lot of times, you know, like Bert said in the interview, where people aren't calling to be like, hey, how are you guys doing today? It's like, help! I need some help. Hope they love their cookies. Super awesome that the trooper was able to come out and give us a tour of their car. It was awesome. So I think we're gonna call this one a night. It looks like night. It's not super late, but it definitely looks it. We're gonna go probably get some Christmas presents wrapped. We're gonna go spend some time with the family. Should be a good time. Thank you guys so much for coming along to the North Pole area and saying thanks to all the fire department and police officers. I know a lot of our viewers have people that are in law enforcement, and we appreciate what you guys do. So with that,
See you guys tomorrow.
we're gonna see you guys tomorrow. Take it away, happy peoples.
Merry Christmas from West Virginia. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye, YouTube channel. Oakley, go. Beat.
Around midnight, way up high, there's an angel in the sky.